hobby. What are some of your favorite things in both Legends and Canon?
I think my favorite Legends things, hands down, is Plagueis and his story.
Shoulda, yeah, I could
Um,
could guess that probably.
yeah, he might be my favorite kind of thing to touch on in general, both sides, but I'm very, very heavily biased towards that story. I can talk more about that in a little bit, but no, the Old Republic era is where I gravitate towards for sure. I just like seeing Jedi and Sith in their fullest numbers clashing with each other. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah,
I want to see big force battles, these giant armies going at each other. Like, give me all of that. That's all I care about. I want to see thousands of red lightsabers, thousands of colors, and just a mess.
would be
So
insane.
yeah, so that's my thing, especially as a big Sith fan. I just get, I'm not limited to two.
Mhm.
Um, so for that, the Bane trilogy you said is also probably is that's my number two in terms of books for Legends. And I also really love the Revenge of the Sith novelization.
I have not read that.
I'm pretty sure that's considered Legends at this point, but I still all the motivations and everything that it expands upon is still. I don't know why it would not be canon. So
Yeah.
I still I kind of it's a gray area, but I keep those. I like that one a lot. That book is phenomenal. Well, in terms of like a book in general, I think it's the best written book ever. It's not my favorite, but just the way it's written is just perfect.
Mhm.
Um, Canon wise, though, oh, and I can't leave out. I'm looking at my list real quick. I can't leave out 2003 Clone Wars, and I
Okay, yeah.
cannot leave out The Force Unleashed.
Oh, dude,
Like
honestly, I'm
I
I'm
have my
now
list broken down as like books, then games, then like
I didn't even
shows and stuff. But I was like about to jump over, but no, no, no. If we're just gonna touch on all of them in once,
yeah.
Plagueis, Force Unleashed, and 2003 Clone
Have
Wars
you
are just
read the Force Unleashed books?
no. It's on my shelf, and it's like in the next in line.
So good.
I'm real close to it. I
So
have the
good,
hardcover.
actually.
My dad, I don't know why my dad bought the hardcover like
Yeah.
when it came out, but I have it.
So, yeah, I don't know how I didn't mention those. Those are fantastic. I love those. I don't want those to be canon.
And my favorite Star Wars video game of all time is not canon anymore. It's Battlefront 2 from 2005.
Oh, I mean,
But I mean,
incredible game.
Operation
Come on.
Nightfall is one of the
Just
best like levels I've ever played.
yeah, that game is fantastic. Oh, I loved The Force Unleashed. Those novels are really good too. So
Yeah,
definitely
no,
you'll enjoy that.
I'm excited to read the book.
Yeah.
Um, so I can't jump over to canon without mentioning because that's like my whole personality is Plagueis, The Force Unleashed, and 2003 Clone Wars is my favorite Star Wars show. Period.
Yeah,
Like
that
live action animated. Period. 2003 Clone Wars.
I remember when those were coming out and just like
I Yep. I
seeing
have them all. I had them all record. I watched them live, but I was also recording them on a
yeah,
VHS and a little tape recorder.
seeing
Those
those was genuinely mind-blowing at the time. They're
a little. Grievous had a chokehold on me. Grievous was my entire personality. Like Maul was not my favorite character for like a 2 year span
mhm.
because of 2003 Clone Wars Grievous.
I love all of the clone troopers in that a lot too.
Yeah, Fordo walked so Rex could run.
There yeah, that show was fantastic. I need to make more
Yeah.
gifts from that actually. I have, like
Yes, yes, please
I
do.
never
Please
came
tell me
out.
you have the Fordo one mowing down the entire
I don't think so.
legion of battle droids. Oh, that's top of the list right now.
Okay. I'll get to that.
um, canon wise, let me jump over to canon before
Mhm.
I go off on a 2003 Clone Wars tangent because that's dangerous territory. Um, um, Rebels is definitely my favorite
Okay,
Disney canon thing,
that's cool.
hands down. Um, it the story is I love the first season's something. It finds its footing towards the end of the second season, and
Yeah,
3 and 4 is just peak.
I'd agree
There's
with that.
so many stories and the lore and things introduced within Rebels play such a direct and heavy impact on the stories that are being told now. I people always ask, where do you think you should start outside of the movies and everything? And I will direct people to Clone Wars first in the sense that like that you should watch Clone Wars and then Rebels once you finish the movies first. That's what I
Mhm.
usually say. But if they are asking me in the sense of what do I need to watch, like if they're preparing for a Disney Plus show coming out, or if they want to be more up to speed with the Disney Plus shows, I will direct them to Rebels before Clone Wars, and like because just the the tree branches that have sprung out from it, like it touches on so many little things across so many different stories that are that Disney's going with now, that it has so much information there, and it's just a great story. I mean, it has all of Star Wars's core elements. It's got hope, found family. Like it's, I can talk about Rebels for a long time.
Rebels
Like
is fantastic. We'll have to dive deeper into that at some point because I do.
before I lived with my girlfriend, like before we started dating, we would watch Rebels over like the Disney Plus screen
Oh,
share
yeah, how
thing
you
or
can, like,
whatever.
yeah,
Yeah, and that like kind of like, oh yeah, like that was just kind of solidified us. So it has a special place in my heart. We have like a whole Rebel shelf in our room. Like
nice.
I hold Rebels very deep to me. Um, so definitely favorite canon thing, but I also like the six Thrawn books. I specifically like Ascendancy a little bit more, as
Yeah,
I said. Um, but the Thrawn book itself, like the first one of those six, is probably a close second
okay.
for canon stuff. It's really really good. I really like Rising Storm from the High Republic.
Oh,
That was
I'm
like the
like
second canon book,
I'm
I
like
think,
an
like the second
hour
adult
into
canon.
that, I think, the
That
audiobook.
was that was one of my favorite. Like that book is just crazy.
Mhm.
You're in for a treat.
Yeah,
That one really like specifically stood out to me in just terms of a general canon story. I was going through like the stuff I've gone through, and I was like, oh no, I was thoroughly happy when
and
I got through with it.
nice. That's cool.
So, but yeah, I mean, I read as much canon as I do Legends. I almost kind of alternate.
Yeah.
I'm a really slow reader, so when I'm physically reading, I kind of alternate. Audiobooks depends if I don't know if I got a deal on an Audible subscription that month or something.
Dude, I'm at a point now where, because 'cause I'll go through different, like, spurts of reading or not reading, or, like, listening to audiobooks or not listening to them, and it'll be, like, months at a time, and so I, at this point, just have like, I had to spend a credit the other day because I had 12 credits, and they'll expire after a year,
I
so you have
wish.
to, yeah, so I literally had to spend one so that it wouldn't get overwritten when my subscription went through again
Yeah.
for the month, but it's just because I've been reading a lot more physically lately than I and if I'm
See, I'm in the opposite now. I've been like out of Audible credits, not wanting to buy anymore. So I've been kind of like I've cycled through a couple. Like I'm reading Plagueis again right now,
mhm,
but I'm also just I now have time because Shop by Shot stopped posting.
yeah.
That was a mouthful. So I have a little bit of time in my back pocket. I'm like my physical book I'm currently reading is A New Dawn. It's the Kanan and the Hera book.
Okay, yeah.
So, I'm, like, halfway through that, but now I have time. I'm gonna try and finish that before I start up Shot by Shot,
Yeah, I
cutting again.
mean, I haven't been, because and even when I have been listening to stuff, I've been listening to podcasts or music primarily lately, and so I also just haven't been listening to audiobooks, and so, yeah,
Mhm.
I just have so many credits still, and so I literally I bought a lot of the High Republic books that I want to read. I have them in the Audible
The
library,
library,
but
yeah.
I just haven't gotten to them yet. But yeah, so it's been a while since I've been reading, and then even the physical books I've been reading lately, I have been not Star Wars stuff, but one that I do want to get to immediately. I'm trying to like get through a lot of my backlog of books that way I can justify buying a new book. But I want
Mhm.
to read.
Every reader's problem.
I guess I could just use an Audible credit for it and listen to it. But I really want to read the Rise and Fall of the Galactic Empire, the book that
The Oh my
just
god,
came out.
I think that's gonna skip my entire list, honestly.
Like I,
That is right up my
it
alley.
just sounds
Empire, like,
like
ugh.
Fire and Blood, but for Star Wars, and
Yeah, no,
I'm
I think
so here for that.
yeah, I think, like, I don't own it yet. I'm gonna buy that, like, physically, but that one I end up yeah, sorry, Force Unleashed. I think that one's gonna get bumped to the top of the list because I
My
have the Living Force as well. I bought, but I haven't opened yet
I
because that
want
one
that one
I
so
want.
badly too.
I have that one, and that was supposed to jump, but I think Rise and Fall. It's so bad. It's hard being a reader sometimes, man,
My,
especially when you're a slow one.
my phone is out of reach right now, but after we finish recording this episode, I'm probably about to go redeem some Audible credits for both those, honestly. Um, but yeah, I think that I don't even remember how we got talking about that. Yeah, so
Just talking about
I haven't been listening to the
just
audiobooks as much lately, but I need to.
oh, you mentioned no, you know what? I don't even know what
I
how
know
we
we
got
were
on
talking about the book,
that.
but,
We're
uh,
t-
yeah, it's good.
no, we were talking about Rising Storm. That's what it was.
Right, yeah, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll have a good."
So yeah, we were talking about Canon. I was in the High Republic, and boom, that
Mhm,
was our little tangent.
yeah.
But
We found it, we
but
figured it out.
yeah, yeah. No, I most of my Canon stuff that I like are definitely fall under the shows and stuff.
Yeah,
Star Wars on your screen is unbeatable. But Rebels is my go-to. I love Ahsoka. I love Acolyte. I like Mando. I mean, they're all pretty solid. I really can't complain about any of the shows except for Book of Boba Fett.
yeah,
I'll like I'll list out my rankings and then I'll just put a fat gap and then Book of Boba Fett.
will refrain from talking about most of the shows for now.
That's fine.
The live
Like
action ones, they're fine.